What's up guys? Today I'm going to be going through a transition that is so overused in real estate, but still so good to use. The day to night transition. Alright guys, so the purpose of this shot is to highlight the key areas of the home during the day with the natural light coming through, and then to re-highlight those same areas at night which may have LED lighting in the pool or LED lighting under the kitchen bench. Now I do have a few tips to make sure you get the exact same shot. You do need to take this shot in the morning and at night, and there are some variables. The first thing you need to do is to make sure you walk the exact same line with the camera at the exact same height, otherwise the shots won't line up. The second thing you need to do is to make sure you're using the same focal length. If you have a lens which is a 16 to 35 and it's not exactly on 16 and it might slip to 17 or 18, your shot will not line up. Alright guys, now that we have both our clips stabilized and color graded in Adobe Premiere, it's time to line them up and make this transition come to life. Now I've gone ahead and placed a marker on my clips to speed up the process for this video so I know exactly where they line up, but we'll still go through and I'll show you the process on lining them up. Now the first thing to do is go to your top layer and drop the opacity of your top layer. What this does, it allows you to see the layer below, and you can make some finer adjustments for the line up. So for example, I'm looking at things like the edge of the alfresco, if there was any ghosting, the window frames and the pool. Now this is the closest I'm going to get these two clips to line up, because the line I walked the second time wasn't the exact same as the first. My angle was a bit off. What you can do in this situation is double click the top layer and resize the top layer to fit the bottom layer, or vice versa. I'm happy with how they look, so we're going to keep them like that. Now playing through the clip, we have our transition. Now to really sell this transition, there's two ways to merge these clips. The first way is free and built within Adobe Premiere, and it's called Gradient Wipe. So what you need to do is head up to your workspaces, click on Effects, and search Gradient Wipe. Under Transition, you'll find Gradient Wipe. Drag this effect onto your top layer, and where your bottom layer starts, create a keyframe, clicking Transition Completion. Keep your first keyframe at 0%. Move to the end of your clip and change it to 100%. And you should get something that looks like this. Now you can play with the different functions here, like softness. I usually set softness to 20%, which just smooths out some of the pixelation, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and delete that effect so I can apply my second effect. Another way to really sell this transition is by using the Motion Array plugin. With the Motion Array plugin, click Camera Shake and drag Camera Shake onto your top layer and your bottom layer. On your top layer, scroll to the end of the clip and punch in these settings for the plugin. Shake frequency 10, keyframe, position amount 100. I usually change this to 20. I click rotation and rotation amount, and I set this at 10. I then scroll back 2 frames and hit the same keyframes. Then scroll back 1 frame and change these values back to 0 so the clip can hold its original properties. On the bottom layer, you need to punch in the same settings as what the top layer finished at. So 10, 20, rotation on, and rotation at 10. I then scroll forward 5 frames and set all these values back to 0 to allow the clip to return back to its original value. Now I'm going to nest these clips because my computer lags, but you don't need to nest them. Now playing it through, you should get something like this. It's only slight, but it's enough for the viewer not to realise that the clips didn't line up perfectly.